I have to remember what side the microphone's on.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. It is Thursday, March 16th, 2023. Again, I can't believe we are in the third month of the year.
Time is moving.
Yeah, it's crazy. I always say, of course, we're grateful that we're in the land of the living. Also, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It's been proven over and over again since we started this show almost 3 years ago. What can I say? My guests are the best in the world. I am confident in that thing, that every person that has graced this stage, that's graced this platform, I feel like the world needs to know them. I feel like the world needs to hear what they have to say. Their journey is very important, not only to us locally, village, but to the world. And tonight is no different than any other night. Tonight, I have someone, I'll get into her bio. And then I'll get into how I know her. And then we'll get into our wonderful conversation. We have been literally talking about this all day. We have been talking about this all week. And the build up has been unbelievable, exciting, because again, I have the pleasure of introducing someone to the world, and this is their first time. So again, I am grateful for this moment. This woman right here, Aleta Cotton. She's a single mom. She worked for the government for 12 years. She used to be a backup singer for her brother, the D-Lo Experience. She grew up in the church. Just another person navigating this life with love. She volunteered as an art smart presenter and coach for the Farmington Rockets flag football. That was a few years ago, but she did it. Now she's stepping out into creating delicious tea for your holistic health. Her tagline, or her moment of doing what she does, she says she's a blessing. It's a blessing to serve. She is a trio, part of a trio with her brother and sister, with a group called Adoration. And she's an alto in Perilous Times chorus. So again, I want you guys to welcome Aleta Cotton to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
You are super, super welcome. And let's get into how we met. So a couple of months ago in October, we were all chosen to be a part of the Perilous Times chorus. In this room, you can basically say, I walked in the room full of characters and cast of Harlem Nights. We all love Harlem Nights, right? We love the movie. We can quote every quote in the movie. And the good thing is, from A list to whatever B list, well, whatever list it was 50 million people that are known to this day in life and in death. Classic. I say the chorus of Perilous Times this time around is Harlem Nights.
We are surrounded by some amazing talent, definitely.
Amazing is an understatement. My first day in practice, I said to myself, I have to get every last person on this show. It is a must. It is necessary because Detroit is well represented. Farmington Hills, all the parts of Michigan is well represented. Not only that, the single mom who has a wonderful son can sing his little heart out. He's also a part of Perilous Times.
Yes.
Then the smack in the face, her brother. My God, today. He's in the play as well. What must I say about these cottons? You will know and find out shortly. So let's go back to the beginning. The beginning of this wonderful natural. Can y'all see this beauty that's like shining on this screen? It's even better in person, okay? There's so many energies that when you around them, it's like magnetic. And from our first meet, I said, I need to know who she is. And that was one of my goals. So, when did Aleta know that she was different from everyone else?
That's a question that goes back as far as I can ever remember. I don't think I ever felt like I was like others. I was always different. I always looked different. My hair was different. I was shaped different. I just felt different. And to me, at a young age, it was awkward. Like a lot of young ladies, trying to come into your own and trying to embrace yourself. Like, um, I don't know. I just always felt like I was different. And for a long time, like in my younger years, trying to fit in. So that was a thing for me. I always felt like I was different. But now it's a uniqueness, it's an individuality, it's what God blessed you to be. And so I celebrate that.
Absolutely. I celebrate with you too. It's the moments when you realize that we've all had some type of journey. We're all on a journey. We've all have encountered something that has made us, shaped us into who we are today. Whether it was good things or whether it was something bad, whether it was rejection, whether it was abuse, whatever, it was something that we take from our experiences in life and we ball it up and we add God to it, and then all of a sudden the clay is continued to be molded into what He wants us to be. And here
I
we are
think,
now. We're here now. And although sometimes we compare ourselves with the journeys of others, when our journey is just as important as the person next to us. Your journey is significant. And I wanted to get into the life of a single mom. Um, I never experienced that because I had two parents and I don't have children. But I know people who are single moms, single dads.
Mhm.
What do you feel is that moment in life that regardless of what happens, what's going on, I have to make sure that my cub is good?
I think that's something that comes with the territory, the love and what you experience being a parent. I'm not sure that in most cases, single parenthood is not something that is planned. I don't think many of us plan it out that way. Some because of, some circumstances, but for the most part, it's just something that happens along the journey. And you have to adjust just like you do with anything. Hi, baby. That's my son coming in. He had a performance. So, you learn how to outsource. Thank you, dear. Thanks. So, um, and it comes with interruptions, but you have to adjust. And making it happen is one of those things that, it starts from birth, the love that you have. I always said that I thought that I loved, but I didn't know love the way that I know love until after I had my son. It's a different kind of care. There's a different detail that comes with that, an attentiveness that comes with that type of love. As a parent, you do all that you can because you're accountable to God for what you are putting into this child or the direction that you're sending them in. So motherhood is something that I've always taken very serious from the very beginning, but it's also an outlet for me to be a kid again and have fun too. So
Absolutely.
I enjoy moments of it. My son he's 13 now, so he's entering the teenage stage and it's rough. It's different. So pray for me, y'all. But it's yet part of the journey, and we're enjoying it. He is an incredibly talented young man, and I couldn't be more proud of him. And give you a little sidebar. He was actually the one auditioning for Perilous Times. I was just the tag along, and so it just so happened that his vocal coach said, "Hey, go ahead and you audition too." So tagging along, it opened up an opportunity for me.
Which was meant to be. So, however we get to where we need to get to,
Mhm.
so be it.
Oh yeah, I didn't think anything of it because I hadn't sang with a chorus since high school. So, you know, it was good. It did feel good to get back in a space to sing with other voices.
Absolutely. Um, Talk about the experience of, backing your brother up with his endeavors.
That's a lot of fun too. I really enjoy that from time to time. I think that I'm probably the fill-in if he needs it, which I don't mind too. But my brother being my brother, like you better be on point, and he'll tell you in a heartbeat. You got to show up. And it's just wonderful being a part of that and being able to support my own family member and to be a part of what he has going on. He has a dynamic voice, always has. Like he's very, very gifted. And so it's an honor for him to even ask me to be a part of the greatness that he exudes when he's singing and when he's performing and when he is giving glory to God or whatever it is, because he graced many stages. So it's exciting for me.
Absolutely. Um, let's talk about the importance of your heart of volunteering.
Mhm.
What does that entail with volunteering?
So volunteering is that was just a part of parenthood for me. When my son entered elementary school,
He's weird.
um, it's different because you're sending them to a place with other people and their children, and sometimes it's scary. And sometimes being a part of that process is helpful in giving them to other people to take care of and their learning environment. So it was really helpful for me to be a part of that, being a part of the school. And I would be up there so much that the children knew who I was and the staff, and I wanted to know who the staff is. And it feels good to see children to recognize you, and as a child, being an awkward, always feeling awkward and not really feeling fitting in, I didn't always feel seen. And
Mhm.
so I make it a point to engage with all children because I want them to feel seen. I want them to feel loved. I want them to feel special. And I want them to know that their uniqueness is on purpose and that it's a great thing. So, I enjoy volunteering. And if you can if you can get the time to volunteer, it's also a blessing and it enriches the life of your child. It's also being a part of their world and their life too. So if you can do it, absolutely. I would volunteer at field day, volunteer with the book fair. I would volunteer with Art Smart, which I enjoy because I love creativity and I love art. And cool thing about that is that's something that my mom did when I was in school. When I was in elementary school, my mother, they called it picture lady back in the day. And she introduced the children to art and different artists, and she would draw the connection of their work to make it relatable to us. Like one of the things that I remembered most was when she took the artist Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael. You know where I'm going with this, the Ninja Turtles, and she
Turtles,
kind of drew the
yes.
connection. And so it made it fun. I'm missing one, Donatello. And so it made it fun and it made it enjoyable and interesting um, to learn. And so just coming from that and seeing my mom do that and the time that she invested in our schools when we were coming up, it's kind of like following in her pattern because I know what that did for me.
Speaking of art, there was a moment with my husband when
Mhm.
he was younger. My husband and I were neighbors. We lived two houses over from each other.
Mhm.
My mom was going back to school and she had art class where she chalk, draw, and then there was clay and all of that. So my husband, as a teenager, was really interested and he could draw. So my mom would take him to her drawing classes. And so the art was a development of their relationship of loving not only art but music. So art and music in my mind always goes together because that's what I saw with my mom. Um, and so those traditions is very important. Those tidbits of what you take from and you sometimes don't even realize it as an adult. Those are the things that you cling on to the most is those relationships that you have with them. Um, and again, our parents um, volunteered. They were the neighborhood. What do you call them? They carpool everybody kids.
Mhm.
Make sure after school, if their parents were coming home late, my dad would take us all to the park. And different things like that. Like we wasn't just neighbors, we were family.
Yeah.
And the concept of family has taken a back seat sometimes. And this is why we need the village back. It's very important. Um, so we talked about the volunteering. We talked about the love of art. We talked about um, the the moment of parenting, trying something new, trying to bring a bond together.
Mhm.
And I wanted to talk about also what you've learned in that moment of pouring into your seed, right? And watching him grow. Now we know that seasons change when we're growing. And sometimes it's some dark seasons. Sometimes the sun can be too bright, right? And it's in that moment that the potter has to understand you got to turn and pivot or prune some things off in order for you to grow like you're supposed to.
Mhm.
And you said that Ryan is 13.
Yes.
And when I tell people, when you see him, you think like, okay, can this powerful voice come from this little body? Like, and he holds his own with adult males. I'm like, if you could have that confidence for you at where you are now, what would you say to a 13-year-old you?
I would say keep going. You were born with everything that God gave you to make it. Believe in yourself and be kind to yourself.
And you say that often, be kind to yourself. For people who may not understand, what do you mean by that?
It's my mantra. No, be kind to yourself. Treat yourself right. Consider yourself. A lot of times, especially us as parents, when we have the responsibility of other children or other people's children, we're always putting other people ahead of us, putting people before us. And so it's just remembering that you got to take time for you as well. You have to pour into you and do things for yourself at times so that you can feel good. Take time, unplug, do what you have to do so that you can be a better self. That's what that means to me. Be kind to yourself.
Absolutely. Sometimes with us being so busy of making sure ends meet, making sure that everybody is in a good headspace or a good this, that you do put yourself in the back seat, hoping like eventually, you'll get to yourself. And sometimes our bodies end up shutting down in order for us to reset. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't want to have our bodies to shut down in order for us to be kind to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We
Not
have
at
to
all.
understand that we are actually first. If we are not in a good space, we can't be good to anyone else because we don't have nothing to give. We are depleted.
Okay. So
So,
you have to be kind to yourself. And also, being kind to yourself is also knowing when to say no and employ that. Because being able to do a lot of things is okay, but knowing when to say no, to me, that exercises leadership. That shows you know what your limits are and you're taking care of yourself at the same time. So don't feel bad. A lot of times we feel bad about saying no. Don't feel bad when you have to say no. Be kind to yourself in that aspect as well.
absolutely, that those are good gems, very good tips to live by because at the end of the day, if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else. Um, I find that, especially in this space, rest is a commodity. I need to sleep. And when I'm sleep, like I'm not thinking about tomorrow. And that's the thing about creative people. We're constantly plugged in, and you have to find a way to unplug and reset,
Mhm.
which can be
Absolutely.
difficult. So let's get into this wonderful For those who watched the show, at the end of the show, since probably a month now, I think maybe, um, I feel like God put this on my heart to promote this beautiful woman. I never had a conversation with her. I just started doing it. And it's a thing of with any business. If it's something that you really love, you're going to promote it. You're going to show off. You're going to tell someone about what you have experienced. In that first rehearsal, and she brought in drinks, the turmeric drinks, the ginger drinks, and it was like drinking water times 500. It was what my body needed at the time. And it was like my body needed this to the point where I was getting drinks every week. I can't tell you, I have lost count on how many jars I have in my house right now because I really stand behind her product. So I was telling them at the end of my show, hey, go to Facebook. You need to get to know her. You need to inbox her. You need to be her friend. You need this drink in your body. So let's get into AC's tea. And I told her this earlier. Some people can say, hey, I'm going to put and cut up some ginger and put some water in it and all of this stuff and put the tea in and that's it. But no, when you drink this drink, it feels and it tastes. If I had a moment of saying that it tastes like heaven, it does. And I'm not saying that because she's here, but I believe it. I got to the point where I was telling everybody, look, get her phone number, put your orders in before you go to rehearsal. So when we get to rehearsal, nobody's fighting over her drinks. Or you didn't get one and now you're mad. So let's get into the process of how God dropped this off in your lap.
It was nothing but God, to be honest with you, from start to finish. It was nothing that I had planned, nothing that I orchestrated or anything. I've been on my ginger teas for a little over 13 years now, and the turmeric for maybe about three. How it started was I knew about the benefits of ginger, and so I would keep it, it's a staple that I keep in my home. And when I was pregnant with my son, um, at the end of the day, just to relax, I'd have a cup of tea and I would add ginger to my tea. So this one particular night, I went to do my tea and relax for the evening. And as I'm sipping my tea, I'm like, huh, it tastes different. And it took a while because I couldn't figure out why it tastes different. And when I looked at it, I never did drop the tea bag in. And so from that moment, it was like, I actually kind of like it. And that's how that happened. I keep it in the house. I've been giving it to my son ever since he turned 1 years old. Anytime he is ill or he gets sick, I give him that. I don't, do cough medicine or anything like that. And with him having an underlying condition, I try to keep it as natural as possible for him because I don't want him relying upon medication. I want him to be as healthy as possible. So that's Old Faithful. That's something that I swear by. Anyone who has ever visited me, if I suspected that they weren't feeling well, or not even just for wellness, but even to enjoy it, because I do like the taste of it, I always share my tea with them. And it had gotten to the point where, like my brother, being a performer, a singer, he lends his voice to many stages. He'll call me And he'll say, "Hey, I got a wedding. I've been singing a lot this week. I just need to get my vocals together. You got some tea?" And so he would do that maybe for the past couple years. So long story short, COVID hits. We're in a pandemic, and we know that the virus had taken out people by the droves, communities of people, families of people, groups of people, and it was a very, very scary thing. Um, my brother had caught COVID, and one of the things about that is that type of situation and being in a pandemic is making people more aware of building their immune system, their wellness. That becomes priority now. And so I whipped him up some tea. I whipped him up some ginger tea, turmeric, and being funny, told him this was his vaccine and his booster. And I dropped it off, did a door drop. He had taken it, was in quarantine with some of his friends. Um, they liked it, and it helped them to get past some of the symptoms they were experiencing. So he called me a day later and said, "Hey, you got some more of that tea?" I said, "Yeah." So I got him some more tea, and by the end of the week, they were good to go. He put up a post on Facebook, and the rest is history.
Wow. So what I'm hearing is the scripture, or not the scripture, when they say, God shows up on his own time. You may not come when he wants to, but he's
Mhm.
right on time. Um, a lot of the things that we would think would be normal wasn't normal for us to really think about our health at all. We wasn't really talking about our immune system, or um, try to eliminate as much mucus as possible. Um,
Mhm.
I had caught COVID, and it was all natural stuff that I really took. It was like dosing myself up on anything that could combat with the flu. I didn't know what it was at first. I felt like one day I felt like I had a fight with Mike Tyson.
Mhm.
And I was hearing at the time, those were like the symptoms, your body aching, headaches.
Yeah.
I don't remember coughing that much or anything like that.
Mhm.
I had everything else. I lost my taste, my smell, all of
Mhm.
that. And I'm all like, I never thought for a moment that I was gonna die, because where I was with God, I knew I had work to do, if that makes sense. I knew
Mhm.
I wasn't. I knew it wasn't my time. And so at the time it was, ginger, it was the turmeric, it was inhaling the lemon and orange peels, it was some everything, teas, of course, breaking all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
And after that, it was like, okay, sea moss, make sure this is in your system, make sure this, and that. I don't too much have colds. Only thing would be like off and on with my sinuses.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, it was like, okay, I have to do better for me, and also to do better for my loved ones. I got a I got a job to do.
Mhm.
It's bigger than my 9 to 5 or 7:30 to 4, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, ma'am.
It's more than that. It's the ministry. It's being in a place to meet a leader. It's in a place to inspire her to see it's bigger than both of us. When you drink this drink, you'll instantly feel better. Why? It's the prayer behind the drink. It's the lifestyle behind the drink. So when it goes to the living vessel that she is, it channels through. So it's God and the natural of nature added together, boiled in a pot, prayed over, and bottled with love. You're literally drinking God's recipe for healing, for not healing just of your spirit, not just healing of your body physically. It's all of that. You are drinking part of her natural existence with the Father. I've tasted several different things. None of them taste like hers. Not at all. So, literally, when I order 4 to 6 of them at a time, they don't make it through the week. So, talk a little about, you ain't got to tell the recipes and nothing like that, but tell them not only the importance of turmeric, the importance of ginger, but how the process that God chose you to do these teas.
I don't know that I can account for the why in that, but I'm happy and it's a blessing to serve. And I look at the teas as a ministry, as a way of giving an option to people, something that God had placed here for us, for our well being. And so, me offering that to people for wellness, for comfort, for peace, for love, um, that's just part of what I do and what makes what I do something that I love to do in Aleta's way, you know? So it starts there, and it's truly a blessing because it's nothing that I planned or intended. I'm just happy to serve. Um, what else did you want me to add? What were you asking?
Oh, the importance of ginger and the importance of turmeric in your body.
Got you. So ginger is a phenomenal herb, and it works best for your digestive system. It is a natural anti-inflammatory, just as turmeric is. Um, a lot of times people are prescribed turmeric for joint aches, fibromyalgia, different things, and it addresses that best. So they're both very powerful herbs for that. Um, the recipe of the teas, it helps if one of the things that I tell people, the moment you taste it, you're going to feel it. If you have any type of mucus buildup, you're going to feel the teas grabbing that up. You're going to feel it. So it takes care of that. It has antioxidants in it. It's great for your urinary tract. It's good for cold and congestion. If you want to get your vocals together and cleanse your vocal cords, it's great for all of that. And it also tastes good. So you can just enjoy it like you would a normal cup of tea. And it's simple. It's simple. Simple ingredients, simple enjoyment.
So we learned recently, well, not just learned, but it was an aha moment for me. The light bulb went off. A lot of
Mhm.
the stuff that we do, we think it's very easy, but then we had to realize that that was your gift. He could have gifted you with a whole bunch of stuff,
Mhm.
but this is your gift that's going to make room for you. Hallelujah. That's going to make room for you.
Speak it.
Um, we talked about a whole lot of different ways God could use this um, to bless you. Because in the end, you said yes to God, and this is the ministry He's chosen for you to give back to His people. Um, I've asked so many questions. I'm like, do you got a tea for diabetes? Do you have a tea for this, and this? Oh, okay, not yet. All right.
Well,
Um,
actually, ginger is a way to regulate A1C, so it's good that you did bring that up.
again, I have been faithfully for the last month or so
Mhm.
drinking this drink. I stand by it. I am. I wish I could be a sponsor of it because at the end of the day, it is that good. Um, I said I wanted to really understand, and even this night when sitting on the couch, and I kept hearing all things new, all things new. Sometimes in this journey, we don't understand why we have to go through the heartaches. Why does it feel like we alone? Why does it feel like this? Why do I have to cry in the middle of the night? But I hear him saying to you, all things new. You passed the test, all things new. As we continue to go on our journey and God continues to prune us, we allow him to prune us. That's when we're able to grow. When we obey what he tell us to do is where we understand God say you can ask me for anything.
Mhm.
I can actually build you a new house. I can make sure that everything is all well because you obeyed me. You get the good of the land.
Mhm.
Ask what you will. So all things new for you.
Thank you. I received that. And let me tell you why I received that. Because I am working on establishing a life for myself that I don't have to escape. I said that to myself. I told myself that I would be kind to myself. You know, some people get here and it's like, oh, it's Monday. And oh, I can't wait till Friday. You know, I don't want to escape the life that I live. I want to enjoy it. I want it to be fulfilled. I want to help people and I want to feel good about what I do. And so thank you for saying that because in moments like this, you know, it's a pivot. It's a pivot because a lot of times people are living lives because of their circumstance, and I'm definitely one of them. That sometimes the job that you're working is not the one you actually chose, but it was available. You needed it. Or the situation or where you're living, you know, it may have been your escape route to get somewhere else, or oh, it's my stepping stone. May not be what your desire is or what your dream is at that moment, but something that you needed. And so I'm just feeling like, you know, at this stage in my life, being kind to myself, making choices for myself, being able to choose and do things. That's the newness I think we're speaking of. So I received that and thank you for saying that.
When I when I see you, my first thought, of course, wow, that's beauty. Second, I see confidence, even if you don't feel like you're confident. And then third, it's a marketable face, like Tabitha, right? Everybody loves Tabitha's spirit.
Mhm.
Her face is plastered everywhere. And I see that. Like it's gonna be that huge. Like for real. Um, and the last thing we're gonna get into is being a part of this wonderful production in Perilous Times. Both being in a space where we didn't feel like we belong there because of who's there. As I stated earlier, I feel like we are Harlem Nights. Like every person that was a part of Harlem Nights were big and individually, but they were super great together.
Absolutely.
And so what has that experience been like for you?
And a surprise every single week, every single day. Just the amazing people that we're in the midst of. We're around so much amazing talent, and it's so inspirational to a person like me. Um, we're around people who bet on themselves, who've invested in their own gifts, who have made names for themselves, who have done big things in the industry all the way around. It's just an honor to be around such wonderful, talented people, very humble people, those who are a blessing. And the play in itself, I remember seeing Perilous Times because it's been running for about 30 years here in Detroit, and I saw it as a child. um, it's powerful. The message, everything is powerful. I remember as a kid being in the theater and seeing people up and praising God and just overwhelmed with emotions, things that I only saw in the church house. I saw that outside of church, and I saw people being blessed. And I just saw people overwhelmed with emotions because of this play. I remember it being very, very powerful. So I'm very excited to be a part of that and to continue the legacy because my aunt was in the play at one point. My brother had been in the play before, where he played the role of Bobby, and he's also in the play this go around with Ryan and I. So it's an honor to carry on the legacy, to be a part of that, to be a part of such a dynamic play and be amongst so many talented people. I couldn't ask for anything better than that at this point. I'm truly excited to be amongst
Absolutely.
excellence, people of excellence.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Do you mind if we have a second with Ryan?
No, I don't mind at all.
Yeah, I think y'all should do a duo real quick.
I can go get him.
Okay.
Let me get up and run, or should I do like I normally do and just call him?
Yeah.
Ryan, come here.
I just thought about something.
You'll see us on social media. You probably have seen Ryan grow up on social media. Stick your head in here and say hi to the people. Hey, this is Ryan.
Hey. So,
Ryan,
we've been talking about you, Mister. What you say?
I heard. Take your hood off. You're in the house. Take your hood off, please.
So, how for you? How does it feel to be sharing the stage with your mom?
I don't know. It's kind of weird because usually I'm the one on the stage and she's in the crowd.
Indeed.
So we know, like backstage people. So your mom had a part and she wasn't getting it right, like the director wanted her. So on the left side of me, I hear him say, "Mom, do the part like if you were hollering at me. Come on, Mom, do it." And we bust out laughing. And I'm like, I don't think she heard that.
Listen, I've never acted a day in my life, but I'm having fun with this, okay?
We like, your son said. So Ryan, how do you feel about being the youngest person in Perilous Times?
I don't know. I feel like because everybody else has so many years of experience more than I do.
Hmm.
It's kind of like It's at first it's kind of like I was scared because I was pressured and everything. Because everybody knew all how to do this and everything because there's people who've done it before. But I'm kind of getting the hang of it, and it's just is what it is.
Are you having fun with it?
Yeah, it's really fun.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Um, I think
I'm not,
you're awesome. Because a lot of times, like you said, it can be a scary place because it's only three of you guys that are preteens, teens, that are actually in the play. Everybody else is in
mhm.
their 20s or older. And then there's the moment that there's people who've been in the play. There's a young lady who's been in the play since the beginning, and she's been in it every year. So of course, that can be a little intimidating. So I get it. But one thing that I told your mom, I said, it's just me. I want everybody to feel included. So if it's the laugh, if it's the smile, if it's the we looking at each other or whatever the case may be, I don't want you to feel like, oh, this is just an adult thing. No, because at the end of the day, the mission is for you too, right?
Right.
So can you tell the people like the what would you walk away from being in perilous times?
Uh, can you kind of rephrase that so I can get a full gauge of what you're asking?
So we know that the play is in April, right? And that
Right.
last day is Saturday. When you leave the stage on Saturday, what can you say? What can you walk away? What experience are you going to take from being in perilous times?
Well, I'm definitely gonna get a lot of singing experience from it. Little bit acting here and there. The main thing. Ah, finally, and I have more time to myself.
We understand because I mean, practices is picking up. We got more days, but on
It's
the
not
flip
easy.
side of it, we got to do it because time is winding up. So, let's go from a comparison for both of you guys. From when we stepped in October to now, what has that moment looked like for you?
Ryan, you can go first.
Ladies first.
All right. Well, for me, I didn't know what to expect because I've never done this. Never. And so singing in a chorus, I was singing with my siblings here and there, but singing in a chorus is not something that I had done since high school. So completely brand new for me, completely something that I challenged my pattern when I accepted and auditioned for Perilous Times. So I didn't know what to expect. I was just here for it. And I said, hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to use this voice that I have not used in quite some time. And I'm just going to give it all for God's glory. I think it's great ministry in that as well. And also as a parent, I feel the village and how they embrace Ryan. I love that. That means everything to me to see him being loved on, to see him being welcome, and to see his talents being amplified as well. That's everything. So, I'm excited to see what these final weeks leading up to the play, and I'm just excited for what's to happen.
Absolutely, Ryan.
Well, when we first got in, I was kind of
Oh,
nervous.
man, sweetie.
Like a lot of nervous. Sorry, I'm sorry. Very like I was extremely nervous. I was the only kid that I thought was there. Um, but it's getting easier now. I have experience with singing in the chorus. Like I sing at choir at school. Today I actually auditioned for the solo part for our concert next week. So wish me luck. You gotta go for it. So that's basically it.
Talk your stuff, child. You got a
So,
scholarship to Blu-ray performing art. Speak
yes,
on it. Speak on that.
Yeah, it was actually my choir director, Mr. Greenberg. He actually said you should do the audition for Blue Lake, and I said, okay. So I actually sang the same song I sang to audition for Peerless Times, and it got me a $400 scholarship toward Blue Lake.
What song was that?
It was "Can We Talk," Tevin Campbell.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So, being in this play, do you feel like this boosts your confidence?
A lot, yes.
Good answer, because that is surely what it is.
A lot,
Good
yes.
answer. I feel like doing this, well, there's a combination of things. I think it was August, I went on a cruise and I jumped off a 15-foot cliff into the water, right? Why are you looking at your mama like that?
Oh, because we went to Mexico, and she went and jumped off of a 10-foot cliff after. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go to it.
I know my ministry. I brew teas. That's what I'm good at.
Water.
I'm the sick there.
This was okay. This was actually before the teas.
It's not mandatory.
It was before the teas.
It's not mandatory for me to jump off cliffs. It's
You
not.
said you were gonna do it.
I changed my mind.
I thought you were gonna do it. You looked down. You said, "Whoa, are you sure it's 10 feet?" It's been maybe.
Don't feel bad. I had that moment. The guy was literally filming us, and he was like, "Yeah, don't hold on to the rail because you're not gonna go." And I'm like, "Okay." He kept doing 1, 2, 3, jump. I'm like, "Say what? You want me to? I'm up here now." He's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be difficult for you to get down. You know, the only way you're just gonna have to jump." So that first time was very hesitant. What he said to me was the first thing I thought, it's not my time. I got ministry to do. I said, okay, so I'm not going to die. Second thing was, he said, picture yourself beyond where you are now and let go. And I said, wow, that was so profound. So I let the rail go, walked closer to the platform, and jumped. And because I didn't do like I thought I was going to do the first time, I did it a second time with no hesitation.
Ow! Yeah, scary stuff like that. It's scary at first, but once you do it, it becomes fun, and then you just do it over and over and over and over again.
And over and over again. So guess what? What did you just say? Now that we all have, take this leap of faith, and we won. We're victorious. We're going to be on the stage, in the lights, in the front, might you say. And now we can take on anything. What? Now we can take on anything because now I ain't afraid of nothing. And nobody. So, last thing, Ryan. What is something that people will be surprised to know about you?
You mean like from the audience watching the play?
No, just in general.
Oh, my vertical.
You what?
What does that mean?
So it's basically how high I can jump, and my my athletic skill, because I am very skinny, but stronger than me.
Mm-hmm. So people be surprised about your vertical.
Yep. So how high I can jump. Honestly, if I did it right now, I could touch the ceiling.
Wow. So outside of singing, is there something else that you want to pursue?
Football.
Football? At what position?
wide receiver, or running back. Because now, like I'm trying to do better with my speed.
Got it. So, Miss Aleta,
Ma'am,
what is that one thing that people would be surprised to know about you?
I don't know. I don't have any surprises anymore because I try to be as transparent as possible. Um, I'm starting to live out loud, if you will. So I don't know if there's any real surprises. I just like to have fun. So that can look like a number of things. I'm very spontaneous. Um, one time when, and we're up, we need to do this again. But one time I just jumped in the car with Ryan and left. Did not have a destination, just drove, and I found myself going down 75. And you know how on the highway they'll have the local sites and things like that. So just seeing them, whatever I saw was interesting, I would just stop. We just took time and just journeyed. We didn't have a destination. We did whatever we want. That's what mommy and Ryan do. We do whatever we want. And we would go and have fun. We'd meet local people, and the locals would direct you and tell you, you know, you should try this space or try this. And we took it all the way down to Georgia. Um, Met up with some family members and did the same thing on the way back home. Like those are the type of things that I do. Those are things that I cherish. It doesn't take much, just as long as we're having a good time. I love to laugh. I love to have fun. Um, Ryan's athletic ability comes from his mama anyway. No, that's real. Um, I loved sports growing up. You know, there's some versatility that I do have. So I'm not sure if there's anything that would really be surprising about me.
Hmm.
You sure about that?
Oh, here you go.
You want me to
I
tell
will
you?
say these moments that I've seen on social media of you guys singing together and just having a good time. That is an awesome bond. And I pray that that continues as he's continued to grow up. So my last question to you, Ryan, how does it feel to have a mom like your mom?
On the fun days, really great. On the bad days, really bad.
Is it bad meaning like you done got in trouble?
Bad meaning I'm ready to walk out.
Uh, well, you got a long way to go, sir.
I know.
A long way to go, but um, it's cool though. You know, and some things to have your mom right on the stage with you, making history. You know, some people will envy you of being that close to your mom. Um, Being there on the sidelines or whatever the case may be. Everybody doesn't have that. Just remember that. Everybody doesn't have someone in their life who really cares about them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So,
You just reminded me of something. When I
yes.
when I was like 6 or 7, and I played football for the team called the Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, I don't know what happened, what the conversation was. I was at practice, and all of a sudden, I see my mom wearing a t-shirt, a Rocket shirt. I said, "Mom, where'd you get that shirt from?" She said, "Oh, from the coach." I said, "Oh yeah, what for?" She said, "I'm a coach now." And I said, "Huh? You're a hoo. What do you know about football?"
So she learned on the fly, huh?
hmm And really, she was just the adult what's the word? Cheerleader.
The adult cheerleader.
hmm
So how did that make you feel?
Honestly, I was shocked. At that age, I was definitely embarrassed. I probably still would be.
He's always ready to rock out, right?
But it's cool. It shows a level of love and dedication to, you know, commitment for you. So I think that's dope. That is really dope. Um, so I have a few announcements for the church folk, and then I'm gonna let you guys go since we have rehearsal in 2 days. So I get to see y'all beautiful faces in person. Um, so in October, this past October, I wrote a book called The Blueprint God's Design. And it was an experience that I had to walk through with God to tell me to sit down and reset. Like you're doing too much and it's not working out. You're taking on too much water and you're about to drown. So therefore, sit back and relax. Let me do everything. So that book is out on Amazon. Aleta just got hers the other day.
I got mine, and it is an easy read and very digestible and certainly encouraging. So go pick up her book.
If you want to continue to keep the lights on here and helping me to pay for all the services that I have to make sure this podcast continue to go forward, it's the Cash App is $ Sunshine Camila, KAMILAH. And you can do that at any time, of course. What was that? Oh, hi Toya. Again, we talked about this beautiful and wonderful. She got people in our chorus fighting over her tea, okay? Literally, like, I got money in cash. I got money on my card. You can take this money right now because I want that last bottle. I'm telling y'all. Put your orders in early, then you ain't got to fight over the last bottle. Hallelujah. So if you want to do that, again, she's on Facebook at AYEEAYECCEE is right there. Go there, friend her, inbox her. She has a T line. Let me tell y'all again. A T line that you can call to get the tea. 313-380-0321. It's the ginger. It's the turmeric drink. I did do a semi-commercial for it. So again,
I
check it
appreciate
out.
it.
Check it out.
Share your experience on social media and tag me.
Absolutely. And last but not least, on tomorrow, say it with me, tomorrow, March 17th.
March 17th, tomorrow.
It's the flash sale for Perilous Times. Flash. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. is when the box office will be open. You don't want to miss this. These are all seats except VIP will be $75. $75. And this flash sale is for opening night, which is that Thursday. Again, are you asking when is the play that we have been talking about for the last hour? Well, April 6th through the 8th. All of us will be on stage together singing original music from TJ Hemphill and Pam English and Shirley Smith. Original music. We will be at the Fisher for Perilous Times. Tickets are on sale right now. BroadwayInDetroit.com. But tomorrow, if you're looking, if you want these seats at $75, check out the flash sale tomorrow. Again, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. BroadwayInDetroit.com for opening night, April 6th. Again, is there anything, ma'am, that you would like to say to the church folk before we leave tonight?
Absolutely. Be kind to yourself. Go get this book. We'll see you at Perilous Times. And take care of yourself. Stay well. And just know, reach out to me, AC's Tea. I'm happy to serve.
That was good, girl. That was beautiful. Did you practice that?
No. Nope, not at all. It's how I feel. It's the truth. It just is what it is. I know
Oh,
it's a
how
blessing
all
to serve.
natural. All
Very happy to
natural.
serve. I want to see you at perilous times. I want you to be kind to yourself.
And get her drink, y'all. Get her teas, please. You will
Be
not
kind
be.
to yourself. Your body will thank you.
Yes, it will. My body just said, it's time for your drink. That's how this body over here say. But anyway, we didn't had an awesome time, exciting time. This is our first time on camera doing this, having a great time, and this is what I needed it to be. Truthful, honest, transparent. We even got Ryan in here. Wasn't even scheduled to be on here, but however, he blessed my soul. I should have got him on here to sing Tevin Campbell.
Thank you for welcoming us both. Thank you for sharing your platform and your gift and your ministry with us. We are definitely grateful. Thank you.
Absolutely. Again, we had a great time tonight. I will be back on Tuesday and Thursday with doctors. One doctor on Tuesday. She is a radiation therapist. The other doctor is with the books, and he can preach. And oh, we in for a good time, Lord. We in for a good time. So, anywho, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It's been proven over and over again since we started almost 3 years ago. Please like, share, and subscribe. Go to the YouTube channel. Share it on Facebook. Keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. We got to go viral, y'all. Was that a pose? Was I supposed to take your picture right there?
You can.
Anyway, I'll send you the video again. We can snip it, snap it, whatever you want to do with it. And I enjoyed this. I love you.
Thank
You know
you.
this. You know this. So again, I will see your beautiful face in person on Saturday
All right.
at rehearsal. All right, everybody. Good night.
All right.